So let's do something like that, shall we? We're going to start working a little bit more with editable polys, since this is such a long tutorial, for those of you watching the main tutorial. We're going to start into an entire new map using those hallway merging techniques. So now we have our base over here, goes through a tunnel, comes out to another base on the other side. And here's where I was going to do some more about editable polys. I said I was going to put a tunnel into this wall here, but I figure this will be a bit more impressive. I just thought of it. If we were to put a tunnel into the tunnel, we're going to do that, of course, by going Editable Poly. Let's go to Edge, or actually Polygon rather. And the first tactic we're going to use is called insetting. If you click inset and then click on here like any other tool, you'll see you get a smaller square within that polygon. You can use this along with extrude to get some nice effects. And if you click on these in edit poly mode, if you click on these little boxes, you get exact amounts, and they're really nice to adjust. What I find is really cool about that is if you want to have really precise work, you can click over here now, click on that options box, and it copies it right over there. So now I have two that are exactly the same, except for the fact that I insetted this side twice. So let's inset that side once by 5. And this side once by 5. Now we have 2 copies. Now it's not going to change how the tunnel looks, but it is changing the geometry. So here I'm going to select these 2 things we just insetted, and I'm going to bevel these. Let's bevel them into each other, and let's bevel them backward. So it's going to look like this. Oh, I can't deselect it, otherwise it'll stop. But then I'm going to click OK. And you can see we've now inset this nice little pattern into our wall pretty easily. I'm going to try to get out of the shadows here. And I thought that'd be pretty cool to show off. Now over here, let's do some more stuff with our tools here. We just did inset and bevel. We know about bridge, we know about extrude. Outline won't really work too well on this. It basically just makes a bigger version of that polygon. Like I said, it's not going to work too well for this tunnel. So let's leave it like that. Actually, I'm kind of thinking it might cause errors, but I kind of like the way it looks. So I'm going to make it bigger, but then I'm going to raise it up a bit so that's more level with the tunnel. So what I've basically just done is I've taken that part of the tunnel, made it bigger using outline, and now I can extrude this into another part. So let's go ahead and do that actually. This is a massive difference from what we've done so far. Usually it's really short and here you go, here's your map. Really simple kind of stuff, right? But this is map making. This is what happens when you get to more advanced stuff. And obviously you don't need to do all the stuff that I'm doing in order to make a good map or make your map. Just pick and choose whatever tactics I'm using and adjust appropriately. But right now I am making a full map from start to finish just to give you an idea of what could possibly happen. Error solving, adjustments, decorations, all that kind of stuff. Here's a new type of intersection right here. How are we going to get this in here? They're not binomial or anything like that. So how are we supposed to break it up? Well, we're going to use some more. We're still in Edit Poly, so we're going to use some more of that connection tool. We're going to give it 2 segments, and this time we can adjust the pinch because it's all on one polygon. Let's move it over here some. And then I'm going to connect these 2 lines with 1 segment. I'm going to slide that down here to near where the top of the tunnel is. You can also just move it when you're done. Okay. Okay, we have these 2 polygons here. I've never done this before, so you're in for a treat when it doesn't or does work. That does work. Awesome. You can bridge 2 polygons together, and it does something a bit like that. The opening's not square, but we can fix that soon enough. Just take this and drag it. And take this and drag it. And there we go. We have a little back tunnel going from this base to over here. And we do want to copy that, although maybe not super symmetrically. So let's take over here. This tunnel, I don't know how fair it is. I don't know how long this tunnel is compared to that. That's kind of what happens when you make a map really fast, but I don't know. I don't know. This looks, well, I do know, because this is finished. We have gone over extrude, weld, target welds, just weld, clicking on one, then dragging to the other. Chamfer, bridge, connect. I've never had to use this, although I assume it's simple. Self-explanatory, I mean. We've gone over searching for open areas using the border. We've gone over flipping normals, insets, outlines, extrudes, all these. Is there anything I missed? Chamfers? No. So let's change this whole thing back to a mesh. Select everything. Give it an old check. No STL errors. I love to hear that. Delete this. I'm not sure if leaving it on matters. I just don't like to. Select everything. Like I said, I'm not going to concern myself with materials, but I do want to make sure they all are set to something. Otherwise, I'll get an error for exporting. They are. Since I keep joining and rejoining, I always make sure it's linked to the frame again. Let's export this data. Gen, yes, I want to replace it. Export looks like it's working out fine. Now for the moment of truth. It likes it. It really does. Okay, I'm going to speed along to our map in Sapien, where I'll go over lighting it and then getting this final product out there.